Cian, thank you very much for having us here today at this amazing facility in Carlswood, County Meath. How's everyone settling in?
Yeah, we're just getting settled in here now back at Carlswood. It's been a lot of work. The builders have been here, so now we're just trying to finish each area and get the horses in, get them going really. Delighted to be using it eventually. I suppose Dublin is not right in the centre of the hub in Europe, and to get people to come here and people to train here, we wanted to emulate the biggest places in the world. So it's a cross between the main arena in Aachen and the main arena in the RDS, that we can really do a lot of competitions here, a lot of training from the grass ring to the sand ring, do so much at home without going outside our gates. And it's important for us, the clients that we coach all have goals and aspirations, and we want to help them get to the very top. So I've always tried to have a base at home, but now with this permanent base is the first time that we've had something of our own, and so we wanted to make it something special. I suppose there's a little bit of a gap in the industry or in the market to develop young horses, and we've built this facility with that in mind. I suppose when you grew up in Ireland, you went to the horse show. There's something for everybody. There's loads of shows around the world that just have jumping, but in the Dublin Horse Show, they just have everything. It cater for all needs, from the showing to the 3-year-olds, the young horse classes, the event class, future event class. You know, they had a great diversity of competitions. And when you're watching that growing up, you're just thinking, God, wouldn't it be nice to be there one day? Wouldn't it be nice to compete there? And I can remember the first time I competed there like it was yesterday. It was 1998, and it was the first year they allowed some young riders in. Myself and Stevie Mackin and Billy Toomey, we were allowed to ride in the main arena and some of the bigger classes, and it was a fantastic memory, jumping, you know, at 18 years of age, being allowed the opportunity to compete there. And that starts the dream of, God, maybe I could jump the Aga Khan one day, and a couple of years later I did. So yeah, there's great memories of Dublin. It's anyone that ever rode a horse in Ireland wants to ride there, and feel very lucky to have been able to do it and do it so well, and hopefully there's a few big days left in that special arena for us. I'd say that my favourite Dublin memory is probably the Puissance in 2002. It was my first time ever doing a Puissance, and we only really did it because at that stage it used to be a qualifier for the Grand Prix, and we said we'd do a couple of rounds. I was riding a great little horse, a white horse called Casper, and I can remember being last to go. Tim Stockdale, God rest him, was first, and Johan Philipparts was second, and I was last to go, and Casper jumped 2.25 meters like it was a 120 fence. It was a fantastic occasion. He was a real crowd favourite. I think that kicked off maybe the start of the Puissance. People knew the horse, and there was a great affinity with the wall and with that horse, and it was wonderful. He came back a couple of years later and he won it again. So yeah, certainly very fond memories of the RDS. Sure, I think there's no industry and there's nobody in the world that's been unaffected by it, and obviously it's very tough for those who have really had difficult times through it. Thankfully, everyone around us has been healthy, and hopefully they remain so. In terms of the industry, it's taken a good knock. Horse shows cancelled, no travel, which means no trade, and that's difficult. I think if we can break even in 2020, we'll be going very well in our business side of things, and obviously try to build up for 2021. Business aside, I have to focus on the sport still, and the Olympic Games is first and foremost in my mind. Please God, Tokyo goes ahead, and then we try to run everything parallel, coaching the students, trading in horses, and running Carlswood. That all has to run efficiently alongside my own career. Yeah, I suppose the horses obviously need to be match fit, and they need to be up and running at a good level. For me, PSG final was only 10 this year, so giving them that extra time to mature and having this facility to train them, and that extra, hopefully 6 months or so of competitions should stand to them. Some of the older horses might find it a bit harder because they may be on their way down. But also for us as riders, we have to be match fit, not just the horses. We have to be competing at that level. I was watching Saint-Tropez the other day with great interest and seeing Steve Gerdat win, and it's important that we have enough rides as well, so that we're up at the level we need to be. So whether that's in January, whether we do the Sunshine Tour, or whether we go to Wellington, again, wherever is the right place to be, COVID dependent, it's important to have enough horses so that we can actually make a really good campaign, working backwards from Tokyo, to ensure that the horse and the jockeys are ready for action when they get there. Sure, I suppose Sometimes in the running of my business, I'm trying to juggle a lot of balls, and I have to kind of discipline myself and need to make key in time, as I call it. And maybe that means in the morning when I'm riding the horses from 8 o'clock till 12 o'clock that I put the phone down, for example. Because I found even the last week here, the phone's ringing a lot. I'm not getting enough time to really focus. So I'm going to try and compartmentalize my day into different pieces and say, okay, I'm going to ride in the morning, I'm going to do my coaching, I do my office work, and make different segments and precise allocation of times for each thing, because otherwise I find I'm only half doing things or not doing things to the best of my ability. And so that's really important. Obviously the Olympics is where it's where I want to get to. I think I have the best horse I've ever had in PSG finals, so to give myself the opportunity, I'll be working backwards, like you say, with the target in mind. What competitions can we do? Obviously in consultation with Michael Blake, our chef to keep, looking at what Nations Cups Ireland will be doing and where he'll want to field the best horses, and then come up with a good plan. Obviously with horses you could have a little blip along the way and you have to go to plan B or plan C, but it's all about arriving at the Olympics with the horse sound and healthy, having enough practice under his belt. But like you say, you're probably better off to be underdone than overdone. If the horses were a little bit fresh and maybe coming off a few less shows than normal, that's always better than having done too much and being over the top.